A new 1v4 game got announced, a DBD Killer, the Halloween game. They just got announced at Gamescom 2025. I'm very interested about this. We played a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Evil Dead, Dead by Daylight, a whole bunch of games in that genre on the channel, and especially Predator Hunting Grounds. And now I can't wait to see what ends up happening here. Does this game succeed? Will it do well? Will it die out? But let's double check the trailer together in this video and go through my opinions about this game and what could possibly happen as well. Oh my god, IllFonic's on this, and Gun Media. This could be a good thing or a bad thing. We'll have to see, let's see.
A quiet town. Just like hundreds of other small towns all across America. A town just like yours. But it was here on October
The music's good.
31st, 1963. No motive, no warning, no provocation, just senseless death. I met him 15 years ago. I thought there was hope, that he could be reached. But what I met was not a child. No emotion. Perhaps not even human. 15 years later, he returned home. But what happened that night was only
Oh
the
my god, they
beginning.
move like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It wasn't just a killing spree. It was a reckoning.
Whoa, 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 calm down.
He was going for me to... come on,
What was
come on,
that?
we have to go.
No, no. Ah!
You can't stop him. You can't reason with him. You can't kill the boogeyman.
Oh, that's so cool. So there's a kick in too? Hey. Okay. Single player and multiplayer. The experience is coming in 2026. Okay, so that's the launch date for the game, somewhere around that timeline. But a single player and multiplayer experience, I'm gonna tell you straight away that this gives me a couple game vibes all mixed together and meshed together. The map itself is iconic. It's from the movie, but also you play the same map in Dead by Daylight. So they've obviously built a lot of stuff here for this to work out. But the most interesting part about this whole trailer, look at the graphics of the way the map is. Kind of reminds me of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. And that's a good thing. I don't mind that. And even the animations of the survivors and the way they move, or the human characters in this game, are exactly like the characters from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game, that came out a year or two ago. Maybe 3 now. That is a good thing to have because the gameplay mechanics in that game I don't mind. And that comes from the team of Gun Media, guaranteed. It's their flair, their touch from their most recent games. So expect the same engine being used here, but with this IP as being what they explore. But alongside that, when it comes down to the potential of what they can do with this longevity, I think that's when IllFonic comes in. IllFonic is more of a support the game longevity-wise to a certain degree, even though the content isn't the best content the game could have, but there'll always be new characters, new skins, new classes of some sort. They did it with Predator Hunting Grounds, they did it with Killer Clowns, I believe, and even Ghostbusters to a certain degree. So they have that aspect of supporting a game for a bit longer than what Gun Media does, which Gun Media usually supports the game at the start and then disappears. And they just pull like a trick from a book and then like become a magician and go away. So that's what ends up happening with Texas Chainsaw Massacre and some other games. But this game has a potential to survive and actually have a presence, I think, as a fun game with other games we've played in the past, but hopefully have longevity behind it, which has always been the issue with any game that goes against Dead by Daylight, is Dead by Daylight has a lot of content, but also longevity. They always have something coming out, something they're going to add to the game to keep the game fun and keep the balancing of, say, perks and such interesting. Well, games like Texas Chainsaw Massacre didn't really have too much of that. Other games like Predator Hunting Grounds had pretty much no classes that can actually impact the game in a drastic amount. And those games kind of shy away from that fun meta progression of unlocking a new perk, using a new perk, and getting better with that perk or combination of perks in a build. You don't really have that in those games. That's why it kind of dies out pretty quickly, or becomes highly repetitive compared to a game like Dead by Daylight. So I'm hoping they actually revisit those ideas in this game and work on how the actual meta progression works, how you level up, and the importance of leveling up in order to feel like a bit of a boost or a new experience within the game itself. From actual skins that you can earn in the game to actual interactions that occur with more knowledge as you play the game. And hopefully not things you can just learn within a minute, but things you can utilize over hours and hours of gameplay as you master that mechanic to become better and better. Same thing as like looping kills in Dead by Daylight, or using pallets at the right time, and just having fun moments like that occur from experience and knowledge being garnered and obviously mastered at that point. That happens with many hours in Dead by Daylight, around 1,000 hours plus. You see plays that are really good, and people that just started the game, really bad. But that's a fun experience either way, to be on both sides of the spectrum, and I'm hoping that this game does that well. And with the idea of single play being added into this, it is going to be like Friday the 13th. You get a couple of missions, or Evil Dead, a couple of missions you can complete, enjoy, and then pretty much move on from that. So it's a good thing and a bad thing. I don't think it's been a main focal point. If it ends up being some single play story that's actually fully fledged out and has like 20 hours of gameplay, I'll be completely shocked. I'm expecting like 4 hours of gameplay, maybe like a couple levels you complete, and they're like 30 minutes each to like an hour to get all the collectibles in each map, and that's pretty much it. I don't think anything else is going to happen. The only issue is that I don't know what type of game this is going to be. If it's going to be 1v4, it's going to be a 3v8, or some weird-ass number, we have no clue. Obviously, just there's one killer, so it's going to be one character, but how many survivors will there be? I think just going for 1v4 is very easy to make it enjoyable, and depending on the map size and how everything goes, the tension of the gameplay itself, that could be much more intriguing to see and witness. Right now, we don't get any of that. We only see the announcement, cinematic, trailer of what this could possibly be, but I'm intrigued either way. And I feel like this will be a fun game on the channel. Maybe I can get to know like this game like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, play for like a month straight, do 20-hour streams on the channel, and go absolutely bonkers. Like we did with the Leland character in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and just stabbing Grandpa nonstop. Maybe we can do the same thing here and just stab Michael Myers. We'll find out as we go. Also, one emphasis they've said at the very bottom of this caption, it's going to be an upcoming asymmetrical stealth horror game. And being a stealth horror game is kind of intriguing, because Texas Chainsaw Massacre was trying to push that threshold of stealth throughout their games by using the lighting systems and such. So using the lighting system to pretty much make yourself more invisible, and you get benefits for being in the shadows for certain perks. Maybe that same system is in place here. And I think that would make a lot of sense. Maybe that hinders the ability for the killer to actually sense you in some capacity. But we'll have to find out. It's something to discover as we get closer and closer to that release of this game. So I'm intrigued, but tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Will you be purchasing this game and giving this game a go? Are you interested in watching this game? Or are you just going to just wait until the reviews are out and then everyone says it's a good game or a bad game and make a choice there? Or not at all? I'd love to know in the comment section down below. As always, mates, it's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye-bye.